Hello, cats and kittens. MamaCatGamer here with another adventure with Gavtia. In our travels through the Final Fantasy XIV story, we have reached Shadowbringers. We literally just got to the Crystarium last time, so I'm excited to see what we do from there. So, Shadowbringers is a great expansion pack. If you have not done it, it's wonderful. Music's fantastic. Everything. Probably one of the best done expansions for him. Now, I'm a big Heavensward fan because, dragons are cool, right? But Shadowbringers is like right up there for me. Okay. I realized my timers. Let's see, it's Wednesday. I want to get these. My custom deliveries I have. Oh, I got a whole week going. Okay. I'll probably... Let's go do those now. See what my Wondrous Tales looks like. 0 of 9. Alright. We're going to do a couple of those real quick. I also need to turn in... let's see. Allegan Tombstone of Theology to the verification node on the flagship. Okay. Let's do that. I'm gonna run over to Idleshire real quick. Get that out of the way. Because it's a cute little story. What are we gonna make for him? I was meaning to make these last night, but I was just so tired. It was not funny. Just found out I had sleep apnea, so I've been trying out the CPAP. And let me say first off, if you have sleep apnea, you gotta get it treated. Okay, I had a good friend who almost died of a heart attack at age 38. Because he ignored his sleep apnea until he woke up in the ICU. So, get it treated. Okay? Seriously. But getting used to the CPAP can be a little bit challenging. Hard place decorative furnishings. Okay? It's, that's not the one I want. See what I have to have. I think the ingredients are different from the actual name of the product. We need decorative tavern furnishing materials. Okay. And we need 3 of them. And we're going to make 6, so I need 18 of those. Really hard. Decorative tavern furnishing materials. Oh, yeah. I don't want to buy the wrong thing. I did that once before. I mean, it worked out because I really needed to, level my crafting, so it was fine. But we'll bang these out real quick. Beauty of having trained eye. It's like the cheat code to, top quality there. So I'm just hitting groundwork. I'm hitting train die and groundwork. And voila, finished. Told you it'd be fast. Alright. Ah, I forgot I had a venture coffer. Let's see what I get. Let's see what we get. Oh! General purpose metallic orange dye. Goes in my chocobo saddlebag. I have gotten a jet black dye before, and I have gotten a pure white dye. I think once, maybe twice. I've gotten jet black dye a few times. So, you know, the venture coffers are well worth it. Alright. Gav ever a sight for sore piggy eyes. Thanks to you, I scarcely have a moment's rest. Rest assured, that's a good thing. Alright, if I don't see the chat right away, it's because I'm looking at my screen. And I don't always see the chat because it's out of my line of sight. For a space to be conducive to relaxation, all of its furnishings must be in harmony, and you have clearly taken this tenet to heart. A furnishing such as this will help to ensure that the hard place is our patron's home away from home. Now, then, let me examine it by the light. Yes, the quality is above reproach, befitting the opulence that the hard place endeavors to deliver. Very well done. He, excitedly accepts our delivery. Thanks to you, we've amassed a fine selection of furnishings. By ensuring that the hard place is well appointed, we can keep our patrons comfortable. And a comfortable patron is a happy patron. With your furnishings adorning this hall, we've been attracting new patrons not only with our food, but with our ambiance as well. The result being we are doing better business than we have in many moons. Which leads me to my next piece of news. Finally, Gav, finally, we are profitable once more. Such a stellar recovery. We could not have achieved it without you. I knew I was right to place my faith in you, my friend. Truly, I never cease to amaze myself with my powers of judgment. Shirley says, Master Adkiragh, lest you forget, Gavish should you... God, I can't say this. Master Adkiragh, lest you forget, Gavish Loe's supplier first and foremost. Just kidding. By saving the hard place, you saved the orphanage as well. Now I can sleep at night again without having to count flatbread, which wasn't that helpful anyway because I'd run out at about 5 pieces. But seeing Master Adkiragh's success has inspired Shloe to redouble her efforts, which is to say you have to redouble your efforts, Gav, for the children. It's for the kids. Gamlona says... Allow me to express my gratitude too, adventurer. With the hard place prospering again, your fellow adventurers are starting to return to Idleshire. As a woman of the house and a citizen of Idleshire both, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Adkiragh says, I have experienced many and more hardships in my life, but this one alone I do not think I could have overcome without your help. The hard place is more than just a tavern. It is the only home the children of the orphanage know, and a place where dreamers of all walks may gather to rest away their cares. that this place could be all of these things is because you and other kind souls have reached out a helping hand to this piggy. For that, I give you my heartfelt thanks. Now then, my friend. Come now, my friend, let us keep up our great work. Let's see what we got. Conpedo. Colorful clusters of crystalline sugar, a childhood treat for Hingans and Domans alike. And these gatherers and craftsmen materia grade 6. Which probably isn't going to do us much good. Alright, through your efforts, the hard place has managed to turn its financial fortunes around. It seems, however, that Adkiragh has a different sort of favor to ask of you. There is something I wish to speak with you about. When first I came to Eorzea, an outsider without a guild to his name, Idyllshire was the only place that welcomed me. The Ishgardians, for instance, judged me solely by my appearance, looking me up and down before turning me away. So much for civilized peoples, I thought. My own tribe is no better. The Adarkim are ever racked by internal feuds, rivals trying to get the better of one another. The idiocy of it all left me bitter and jaded. But this town restored my faith in my fellow man. Here, folk of all races and walks of life live together in harmony, joining hands in common cause. Fondly do I remember when I first set about establishing the hard place. One after the next, my neighbors came and offered me unsolicited help. They've done me a good turn. It's only fair that I return the favor. This I mean to do by making the hard place the best place it can be. A place where folk can relax and eat their fill. Where they can raise their cups in good times and in bad. Where they can chatter about everything and nothing until the break of dawn. Everything that Idyllshire has given me, I intend to give back and more. To that end, I hope that I can continue to rely on your help. Yeah. What's that? You wonder why I still wear my disguise, though there is no longer a need to hide? Well, by now, it's become part of my identity. My brand, if you will. That being said, as a businessman, I'm well aware of the import of staying abreast of prevailing trends. Moreover, I'm ever on the lookout for opportunities to broaden my horizons. Therefore, I give you permission to use glamour prisms upon me. With your surpassing fashion sense, give me an appearance that you think will speak to our clientele. Oh good, we can take the pig head off of him sometime. Future requests will be selected at random from all those you have seen thus far, with the list refreshed once a week. Okay. You may review the items currently in demand at any time. Sorry. By speaking with Adkiragh and selecting Make a Delivery. Note that Archive, Bring Essentials, Distillery Materials, and Othardian Salmon will earn you particularly handsome rewards. Whenever these make an appearance, the effort to procure them will be worth your while. Furthermore, Adkiragh's appearance may now be altered through the use of glamours. Owing to your unflagging effort, the hard place continues to do brisk business, and yet while I appreciate your dedication to our cause, I would not deny your talents to others, as a Han must give satisfaction to men. See if I can say this with a straight face. As a Han must give satisfaction to many women, so too should you apply yourself for the good of many. But there's a... Are you telling Gav to go get laid? But even the most tireless among us need rest. Whenever the rigors of life take their toll, we may always return here to bask in the restorative presence of yours truly. You've delivered the weekly maximum of 6 items to Adkiragh. You may begin making deliveries again, starting Tuesday at 3 a.m. Earth time. Let's see. Cast glamour on him. I just want to see his face. Yeah, there you go. The piggy face is driving me crazy. What are Teleboge and Aigu today? The chief suggested that we wear the same headpiece. We politely declined. The two brothers were once close, but at some point, Bulagan began to drift away, and despite his boisterous demeanor, the chief can be given to bashfulness. So the distance between them remains. Melody, greetings, Master Gav. I'm pleased to report that our Ishgardian cuisine has proven tremendously popular. Okay. I also have some warrior quests to do. Embracing the Beast. Let's go back to Limsa. I've been slowly leveling my warrior up because I'm not a fan of tanking. I'm very much a DPS player. I don't heal. Healing is too stressful. For me. So at some point I'll probably get that leveled. Whether I want to or not. But I wanted to actually keep up on the skills so as I kind of casually level up my warrior, I'm not behind on those. It's especially important for tank and healers to stay up to date on your skills because they're extremely important. Even more so than DPS. I mean, DPS has their highest hitting skills typically done via the job quest, right? Let's get my chocobo out. Curious Gorge. Sorry. Curious Gorge. Play on Curious George. If you have never read those books, go read at least one because they're really cute. They're kids' books, obviously. Little kids' books. Curious Gorge is struggling to decipher the ancient text. So see, you get Inner Beast, which is a weapon skill. And the beast within increases your beast gauge when landing Maim or Storm's Path in a combo. Okay. Welcome back, my friend. I can see that you've not neglected your training. For my part, I fear that deciphering the ancient chronicles of my people is proving to be a much more demanding task than I had imagined. Mind you, it hasn't helped that I've been somewhat preoccupied of late. A comrade of mine from my days in the Company of Heroes asked me to do a favor, and it's taken me back and forth across the realm like some bloody fairy. I'm on a hunt for some mysterious feral beast that's been terrorizing small folk. People don't know where this monstrosity came from, but witnesses say its thirst for blood is unlike anything they've ever seen. Unfortunately, the time I have spent in pursuit of the beast is time I have not spent studying the chronicles, and I am sorry to say I have made little progress. However, while on the road, I was able to decipher one passage that may be of interest to both of us. From what I can gather, the chronicles tell of an ancient set of armor forged by my ancestors in the flames of the seven hells and inscribed with the same arcane incantations that adorn the soul of the warrior. It would seem that this mighty armor was passed down from hero to apprentice for centuries until one man, driven by rage and vainglory, cast all 5 pieces from Abelathia's highest peak. Since that day, the armor has remained lost, and with it, the power that it harbors. As far as I can make out, the next passage in the Chronicles concerns the whereabouts of these missing artifacts, though I have only been able to make sense of the odd word thus far. Still, I must confess to some excitement. Imagine what a warrior clad in such garb could achieve. Oh, if only my brother were here, we could decipher the text together and spread the teachings of our people to the entire realm. Alas, he is not. His whereabouts are as hidden to me as those of the ancient armor. I would have liked you to meet him, if only so that you could have looked upon a true warrior. Well, perhaps you still shall. Eorzea is not as large as most people perceive. Paths cross, fates intertwine. Such is the will of the spinner. It may be that my brother has chosen a similar path to mine, but I have rambled long enough. You are here to take the next step in your training, and so I shall oblige. In the southern reaches of Thanalan is the Scully Desert, a god's forsaken wasteland of naught but sand that stretches as far as the eye can see. It is here that the Leviathan of the dunes lurks, a sandworm of gargantuan proportions. When facing this mammoth creature, you will soon realize that the feeble hacks and slashes of your puny axe are ill-suited to the task of felling such a foe. But do not let this dissuade you. Wake the slumbering beast within and summon forth a strength that transcends the limits of your physical form. Mind you, first you'll have to find the beast, and that might prove a tall order in itself. The Yu tribe that inhabits Forgotten Springs is wise to the movements of the denizens of the desert. Should you want for guidance, I'd wager they would set you in the right direction. Alright, let's see what our armor is looking at. Like, ooh, I got some goodies here. Okay, speak of the residents of Forgotten Springs, so let's pour it on down there. Ugoramuli. The Leviathan of the Dunes saw the fearsome bugger not a week ago, preying on a group of merchants south of Byragot's strike. The smart ones dropped their wares, turned tail, and ran. The dumb ones, well, at least they can say they died rich. That's a little dire. I think, we go in the building here? Utowalai. I've seen the beast stands 3 malms high. 3 miles high, he does, and stirs up sandstorms with each writhe and wriggle. Showed up in my hunting fields some years ago, and has been swallowing up my would-be prey and that gaping maw of his ever since. Well, hi, buddy. Hi. You want to come up? Come on. Everybody loves it when you visit. Okay, Ukubatia. Sandworms are particularly sensitive to vibrations in the earth, such as those made by running. If you're looking to summon one of the beasts, then I suggest you search for their tracks, then run about making as much of a clamor as possible. I would also suggest you seek a cure for your madness. I like his look there. That's kind of cool looking. See if Unknown says, although your victory over Titan was a foregone conclusion in mine eyes, I am nevertheless relieved to see you healthy and hale. Well, I've been a little busy since Titan. Okay, let's fly on over there. You coming up? Yeah? No? Okay, you're happy to sit down there. You can actually fish in this area, I think, but you have to unlock like sand fishing or something like that. Ah! Oh, great! All right. Report to Curious Gorge. Back to Costa del Sol. And hello everyone who's joined us. Welcome aboard. We are doing a few job quests real quick. I got 2 of them to do. I might have a Picto one. Or not a Picto one. I'm sorry, Summoner one to do. And then we will head over to the Crystarian. This is a really cool looking waterfall here, I gotta say. It's really pretty. Ah, Gev, your crystal grows ever stronger. I'm in felling the raging sandworm. The beast within you slowly but surely rouses to wakefulness. When next you do battle, methinks you will find yourself capable of movements heretofore unfamiliar to you. When you have mastered your new talents, return to me. In the meanwhile, I shall continue my study of the ancient texts. All right. You hear the whispers of the village ancestors and unlock Inner Beast. Oh, I have to be level 40. Okay. He's got a few more levels to go. A matter of fact. Let's go back to Gridania. We're at level 55, I think. Let me summon my Chocobo. I can't tell you how many times I've like died and then forgotten to summon my Chocobo and went, why can't I hit my skills? Why can't I hit my skills? And then I go, ugh. Then I do a facepalm. We're going to Apkalu Falls. Mitra. Ooh, energy siphon. She has a. That's nice. That's the AoE equivalent. To energy drain, which is good because I could have used. I really could have used more AoE skills last night when I was doing a roulette with him. Mitra has new knowledge to share with you. Greetings, Gav. Since we last met, the arduous task of deciphering those tombstones has occupied my every waking moment. I have made significant progress, but the cause of the ritual's failure yet eludes me. I am somewhat heartened, however, by my discovery of a number of new incantations. In fact, there is one spell which I believe you should soon master with a minimum of instruct... Dancing Wolf says, "Pray, forgive my interruption. You are the leaders of the research effort on summoning magics, yes? I'm Captain Dancing Wolf of the Immortal Flames. It is fortunate that I find you together, as I have questions for you both." Ymitra says, "And what would the Immortal Flames want with us, Captain Wolf? Does Uldah's military have some vested interest in the activities of summoners?" Dancing Wolf says, "Just one summoner in particular, madam. We seek a man by the name of Tristan." Tristan? Then you do know him. I've read reports that you had been in pursuit of our former soldier, but I always like to have confirmation on our intelligence. The Immortal Flames has its own reasons for wanting Tristan found. If you have any idea of his whereabouts, then I must know what you know. Well, let's fill him in on what happened. So, Tristan matched his summoning magics against yours and was ultimately consumed in fire. And you are certain he perished? Ymitra says, "Have we given you reason to suspect otherwise?" I do not doubt the veracity of your tale, but there has been an incident. A merchant caravan was recently attacked by a man who, by the description given, closely resembles Tristan in appearance. Should we allow the crime of a former Immortal Flame to go unanswered, then the integrity of the entire organization would be called into question. I will find him and see that justice is served. We looked on as Tristan was engulfed in flames. Naught remained, not even a charred corpse, and we believed him utterly consumed. Could he have somehow survived that inferno? If he is alive, then we have unwittingly permitted the escape of a known pawn of the Paragons. Captain Wolf, you must allow us to accompany you on your investigation. Your combined expertise in the summoning arts is most welcome, Lady Ymitra. The attack occurred on one of the roads out of Camp Drybone. Join me at the settlement proper and we can continue the search for witnesses. Okay. Does she have anything else for us? We cannot allow a madman like Tristan to roam unchecked. Let us hasten to Camp Drybone and assist Captain Wolf with his investigations. Right. I think I've picked up a few more achievements. You've accomplished enough feats to keep the bard singing for a lifetime, lad. Such an achievement shouldn't go unrecognized. And to that end, I'd like you to have this. Consider it a token of my highest esteem. Your accrued achievement points have earned you an achievement certificate. Certificates may be exchanged for a special reward of your choice by speaking with Jonathas. Okay. You could do a goblin cap, or a fat chocobo head, or a ribbon. We could do pince nez. We got a flower bed, BDI minion. I don't think I have the BDI minion. There's a whole bunch of minions here. My goodness. Inquire within, a commissioned oil painting of realm-renowned agent of Enquiry Hildebrand and his faithful assistant Nashu. Original artist unknown. Alright. Barding of Light. Wild Rose Barding. Behemoth Warhorn. Flyer Saffron. Headgear designed specially for flying chocobos. Black Mage Barding. Voidal Resonator. What's that? A metal tuning fork that, when struck, emits a low tone that opens a temporary rift in the void, allowing your personal Ahriman, and your personal Ahriman only, to pass through to this plane. I don't even know what that is. Okay. Kumainu, yep. Wind up Firion. Wind up Nanamo. Wind up Gilgamesh. Wind up Goblin, wind up Warrior of Light, wind up Odin, wind up Leader, Minion of Light, Black Chocobo Chick. Oh, I don't have that one yet. Let's do that. We'll just grab all of these while we're at it. Magitech Deathclaw identification key. Yep, we'll do that. I might as well get these too. You never know with Glam what you might need. Okay. I don't typically wear glasses on my character because, you know, I wear glasses all the time. Why not have a character who doesn't? Even this automaton's gobby bag is bigger than yours. BDI, that feeling you get sometimes that you're being watched? More often than not, it's him. Minion of Light, when darkness veils the world, 3 minions of light shall come, unknown prophet. A leader who will follow you unquestioningly for coin and country, for serenity, purity, sanctity, till sea swallows all. Black Chocobo Chick, rumors about her being able to fly are completely unfounded. Or are they? Wind up Odin, guaranteed not to wipe out your entire party in one fell stroke. Warrior of Light, wheresoever thou goest, so too shall light follow. Ancient benediction. Okay. Speak with Dancing Wolf at Camp Drybone. I could have saved myself a few trips running around Danaland if I had picked these up together, but I wanted to record it, so we have it. I was editing one of the Heavensward videos. It's the end of Heavensward, and my audio sometimes hitches. And I think it's a game issue. Because the video was fine, so I knew OBS was getting that. But it was like right at a critical point in the cutscene. It's like, oh no. And I couldn't even re-record it because it's one and done. Ymitra, Gav, as we are now cooperating on this investigation, I see no reason not to trust you with some of its duties. Let's split up and find out who or what these merchants know. Okay. Welcome to the Eternal Sleep. Aww. See if we can find some Adelstan. The attack out on the road? I hear the man who did it was swathed in a robe that was black as midnight. One of Ifrit's tempered, I should think. You still talking? When the 4th came, I knew I was done for. None of that is anything I want. Tuesday. Aye, now that you mention it, they did just cart in the body of a merchant. Some things are hardly noteworthy around here, though as such I failed to take notes. Merchant and mender. Let's make sure our gear is repaired. Apparently I needed to repair quite a bit of gear. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this crap. I need to make room in my inventory. I got a handbasket as a venture. A large and lovely woven vessel. Be advised that if a Lalafell fits in it, she will sits in it. If it fits, it sits. Ermengarde. Okay. A friend of mine survived the assault, and he even caught a glimpse of the villain's twisted face. I'm certain he would tell you more had he not left camp the moment his injuries were bound. Okay. So, we have one merchant left alive to tell the tale. According to my inquiries, our intrepid trader will likely be en route to Highbridge. We may yet catch him on the road if we are swift. I didn't catch... I should have talked to Miqo'te first. See if she had anything for us. Fly on over there. Oh. I see danger ahead. Assaulted importer. Yeah, we're aiding him. Dancing Wolf says, I heard a Maldra war cries. Are you unhurt, sir? Yes, thank you. Well, aside from the injuries I sustained from a previous incident, I suppose. First the caravan and now this. Must Thal be so eager to usher me into his hall? It is concerning the assault on your caravan that we endeavored to seek you out, sir. Is there aught you can tell us of the attacker? Aye, I should be glad to see him brought to justice. Though I did not see his face in any great detail, concealed as it was in the depths of a black cowl, I did glimpse a lock of silvery hair. By his stature I marked him of Hieran stock, and by his fiery servant, a hell-spawned demon in disguise. Miqo'te says, a fiery servant? The importer says, Thal's balls, that's the one. Where do you people find those things? Miqo'te says, the villain was in command of FFXIV then, and we know the affinity Tristan has for primal flame. Aye, all the evidence points towards our man. Thank you for your cooperation, sir. You've been of great help to our investigation. Oh, think nothing of it. Consider it poor recompense for my rescue at the hands of that gallant adventurer. I must report these developments to my superiors at the Hall of Flames. Pray, join me in Ul'dah. There is more I would discuss with you. Okay. Let's go back to Ul'dah. Ymitra says, Captain Wolf seems most troubled. No doubt this case has forced him to relive terrible memories he would sooner let fade. You know of Tristan's older brother, Cahedan? Both were soldiers in service to the Immortal Flames. Both were soldiers under my command. Our unit was one of many deployed in the mission to destroy the Primal Ifrit, an operation that succeeded at a staggering cost. Those who were not incinerated were tempered, with Cahedan suffering the latter fate. As you well know, a primal's power is fueled by the faith of its thralls, and the greatest mercy we can grant such unfortunates is a swift journey to Thal's hallowed halls. Tristan volunteered to end the cursed existence of his own brother. He returned to Ul'dah with Cahedan's blood on his blade, and I watched, helpless, as the guilt slowly strangled the life in his eyes. No words of comfort could reach him, and when he at last quit the flames, he was a husk of the man he once was. Never did I imagine his grief-maddened mind would drive him to such desperate evils. Tristan was my soldier, and it is my responsibility to stop him. Thanks to your aid, we have mounting proof that he is still out there. When we are ready, we shall make our move. Ymitra says, We are content to follow your lead in this, Captain Wolf, and we should certainly be fully prepared if we are to meet the Dark Summoner in battle. To that end, Gav, I would teach you one of the incantations I gleaned from those repositories of Allagan wisdom. 'Tis a spell of damaging magic, employed in combat by the summoners of Eld. Let us call upon Captain Wolf once again. Once you have mastered its use, it would not do to engage Tristan while stumbling over unfamiliar magics. Okay, energy siphon, yeah. You are granted the lost wisdom of the ancient Adkiragh. Ooh, Ruin 3 and Ruin Mastery. Okay, Dancing Wolf awaits your return, a grave expression upon his features. Auspicious timing, Gav. There has been news, and none of it good. Our soldiers in central Thanalan have reported another attack. I looked over the notes for the initial investigation. It would seem Tristan, or someone who looks very much like him, has struck again. I'll have one of my men contact Ymitra and the details, but I suggest we head out to the Nanawa mines immediately and question one of the surviving victims. It's flying up there again. Ymitra sent word that she would be along shortly. If only this gentleman was as agreeable. Assaulted Miner. What do you mean, more questions? I've spilled me tale to 3 different soldiers already. Me work gets further and further behind every time I gotta stop and talk to you folk. Here's an idea, though. How about you scratch my back, and I'll scratch yours. That big lad in the uniform there looks like he could lift some good-sized rocks. And what about you, lad? Use some sort of mage? We've had some trouble with the local Spriggans swiping our fire silver, and you're just the bloke to get it back. That stuff's as rare as chocobo teeth, you know. Dancing Wolf says, Now just a moment, sir. We don't have time for these distractions. Well, then maybe I don't got the time to talk to you. Not until there's a little give with your take. I fear he means to be stubborn about this, Gav. Please humor the man and retrieve his precious ore from the Spriggans. Okay. I wonder what's in here. A little house. Okay. Spriggan scratchings. Ah, there they are. Okay. I was hoping if I went up higher and kind of looked down, I'd be able to see it. Alright. We got chunks of fine silver there. What do they say? Also known as ruby silver, this rare grayish red mineral is oft found near veins of regular silver. For every 100 ponds of silver a miner excavates, however, she will be lucky to find even a pons of fire silver. Alright, back to our miner. Who will hopefully be a little more amenable to helping us. Dancing Wolf is bent over there. This is a picnic compared to my officer training. You find them Spriggans, lad? What about me fire silver? Oh, you got the whole lot back. Much appreciated. My apologies. My studies took longer than I... Captain Wolf, is everything all right? Everything's fine. Now, let's hear your story, sir. I reckon you've earned it. Well, we was in the mine, loading the carts with our haul for the day, when this bloke in robes appears. Doesn't say a word. The bastard just snaps his fingers and sets his pet demon to lighting me mates on fire. Ishgardian. Gav, if you would be so kind. Bloody hells! That's the fiend I saw! Ymitra says, yes, 'tis as we feared then. And this robe-clad man, do you have any idea of why he attacked you? Well, lass, there's more than silver to be had from Nanawa. On a good day, we dig up our fair share of crystals as well. That seems to be what he was after. I'm not ashamed to say that I fled for me life once folks started going up in flames. But when I went back to sort out the mess, the cart what had the crystals in it was empty. He took them all. Aye, every single one, and that's all I've got to say about that. Hope you catch the bastard. Crystals. There was a crate of crystals on the list of goods stolen from that caravan. He must have taken everything else to conceal his intent. Our quarry grows careless, or simply impatient. It is time I re-examine certain other incidents that we did not think related to this case. Meet me at the Hall of Flames, and we shall discuss the matter further. Uh-oh. Bet he's stolen a bunch of crystals. I can imagine only one reason why a man such as Tristan would seek to acquire a wealth of crystals. Come, Gav, let us not keep Captain Wolf waiting. Okay. Back to the Hall of Flames. I hate it when you swallow just a little tiny drop and choke on it, and then it's like there for the next 10 minutes. Ymitra says, whatever evil our callous foe is planning, we cannot allow it to come to fruition. Let us speak with Captain Wolf and learn what else his investigations have uncovered. Sorry, guys. Dancing Wolf says, I inspected our incident records, paying close attention to cargo manifests that included crystals. We had attributed several recent raids to the Amalja, but the victims were, every one of them, burned to death. Not entirely impossible, considering the lizard men's affinity for fire, but to find not a single arrow or spear wound... Aye, 'tis highly unlikely. Mayhap I should state aloud that we are all thinking... or what we are all thinking. Judging by the sheer number of crystals involved, we must assume that this villain intends to call forth a primal. Dancing Wolf adds, after my encounter with Ifrit, I learned just how devastatingly powerful those entities can be, and I believe that summoners, with their ability to harness such power, hold the potential to achieve great things. But if Tristan truly is mad enough to summon a primal, then that unthinkable act, and the bloody deeds he performed in preparation for it, will cause people to question the motives of all who practice the summoner's art. My studies of the tombstones revealed to me a tale of adulation. The summoners of Aloud were revered as heroes for their part in defeating the ancient primals. But reverence slowly turned to revulsion as practitioners, intoxicated by their own immense power, began wielding the art of summoning as a means to further their own selfish ambitions. That is not to say, of course, that all summoners chose to become tyrants. Amongst the common people, however, it became a strongly held superstition that those who meddled in the powers of primals ultimately fell into the embrace of evil. This superstition blossomed into outright terror, and that is when the mage hunts began. By the end of the Third Astral Era, the last of the summoners had vanished from the stage of history. And should we allow Tristan to go through with his plans, then we risk a repeat of that tragedy. I'll review the state of patrols on the crystal trade routes. We will catch him. Gav, before I joined you at the Nanawa mines, can't say it. Gav, before I joined you at the Nanawa mines, I was able to recover another incantation that may prove useful in the coming days. Wield its power wisely. Alright, nice. You're granted the ancient wisdom of Aloud. Alright, next one's available at level 56. Okay. Let's see if we got anything else we gotta turn in. Gotta go to Azizla. That's we're working on the Unukulai stuff. Some of the trials for, I think, Heavensward. I might be able to turn that in on Samurai. Alright. Alright. Oh, they really need to put an Ethernet shard. Or an Aetherite. On the ship. You know, make it unlock after you've finished. You know, the quest there or something. I don't know. My god, it's so tedious flying up there. I heard on the mobile game that they give you little tickets or something like that to port you right back to the quest giver, which would be great. Jury's out on how the mobile game is going to go. Hopefully not going to be a pay-to-win or cash grab of some sort. I mean, they got to make money somehow, right? So money's going to be involved. There's no question of that. Activating verification systems. Combat simulation request acknowledged. Awaiting tombstone data. Alright, Tombstone of Theology, though it appears to be not more than a simple stone, Garland Ironworks engineers insist it contains reams of invaluable information gathered by the lost Allagan Empire on the subject of the fiend Sephiroth. The data processed. Adversary Warring Triad Sephiroth. Defining simulation parameters. Boop, boop. Warning. Threat level extreme. The Empire assumes no responsibility for death or injury resulting from participation in combat simulations. Boop. Activating reality augmentation. Initiating combat simulation. The Empire thanks you for volunteering to participate in the study. Post-mortem data will be used to improve the survival rates of subsequent participants. Your sacrifice is appreciated. Alright, Containment Bay S1T7 Extreme now available. Okay. Rendezvous with Unukulai near the Adkiragh Chemical Research Facility. Okay, so we're right up here, so we're gonna continue with that. I find this place super confusing at times. Oh, there. I see we are the first to arrive. No matter, your colleagues should be here anon. They were wise indeed to keep this area under surveillance. Had the Garleans slipped by unnoticed, I dare not think of the consequences. Archon Y'shtola set forth for Azizla when it became apparent that the Legatus was attempting to breach the barrier, and arrived to find that he had succeeded. We must hope that he is yet to find his prize. I growl. Well met, Unukulai, and thank you for answering my summons so swiftly, Gav. We shall all be glad of your presence should we meet with the 6th Legion, as seems all but certain. As you may be aware, this facility houses some of Alagh's most advanced technology. Accordingly, Urianger sought to deny the Empire easy ingress by weaving a ward of singular potency. Cryle says, not singular enough, it would seem. I would be surprised if the Legatus had not reached the core laboratories already. Urianger says, 'Tis passing strange. I wove the ward in accordance with the most closely guarded teachings of the Archmages of Sharlayan. Naught was left to chance. Naught. 'Tis well known that the children of Garlemald have no talent for arcane manipulation, nor hath the Empire more than a cursory knowledge of sorcery. That they should succeed in unraveling so complex a skein of magecraft, and with such surpassing swiftness, 'tis passing strange. Y'shtola says, that it is, Urianger, but 'tis a mystery for another day. Eunuchali says, Archon Y'shtola has the right of it. Before all else, we must move to safeguard the knowledge which enabled the Allagans to harness primal energies. Of particular concern is the Genesis expression, an etherochemical formula that allowed the scholars of yore to create substance from nothingness. Y'shtola says, I know of no such formula. Whence came you by this information? From your enigmatic master, perchance? He did furnish me with that morsel, yes, and knowing exactly which prize the Legatus now seeks enables us to predict his position. Do you not see? We have been gifted the perfect opportunity to remove the head of an entire legion. Cryle says, I didn't think you quite so bloodthirsty, Eunuchali. Surely safeguarding secrets should take precedence over slaying Legatuses. Y'shtola says, Cryle's sentiments reflect my own, yet the two objectives need not be mutually exclusive. What say you, Urianger? Urianger? Ah, forgive me. My thoughts were bound up in idle imaginings. In answer to thy question, milady, I am content to be led by thee in this matter. Okay, this is first. Forgive me, I was lost in thought, and yeah, I'll be. Lead on. Urianger is still thinking. Cryle says, right. I've enabled the facility's teleporters, shall we? Y'shtola says, you dwell on the matter of the barrier. Urianger says, I do. Verily, 'twas a warding spell of labyrinthine intricacy, the brainchild of the head of the students of Baldessian himself. Even the most learned Archon would require several moons to disentangle such an enchantment. To do so in mere bells would require some preternatural power. So he's saying, yeah, this was a warding spell of, like, maze-like intricacy. It was the brainchild of the head of the students of Baldessian. Even the most, educated Archon would require several months to, undo the enchantment. And to be able to do this in mere hours would require some preternatural power, akin to the very echo itself. Okay. Operate the facility terminal. Terminal has been activated. Prepare to teleport into the Aetherochemical Research Facility. No, not on Samurai. Gonna do it on Reaper. With better food. Alright. So we're doing a duty. Pursue the Legatus. The Garleans strike for the heart of the facility, and the Legatus spearheads their charge. We must be swift in our pursuit. Alright. I'm gonna take out the Secutor first. I'm gonna grab Medicus here. Medicus is healer. Signifier is spellcaster. Even though they don't have any magic. I shall contend with this foe. Okay, we're supposed to continue on. Okay. There it is, Van Hydrus.
In the name of the Emperor!
Mistress Cryle. Go. I will stand guard over Mistress Cryle. Oh. If more come, I will handle him. Oh, she got hurt. Take out the Colossus. This one looks like a handful. Turn him away from... quickly, inside my barrier. Okay. Yeah, go under the dome. Hit him with your range skills, you got it. Alright. Central laboratory. The central laboratory is up ahead. Wanted to say laboratory there for a moment. After the Legatus. And still they come. Press on, Gav. I will handle this. Okay. Regular Van Hydrus. I have exposed the bones of their work. Now to extract the marrow. I think not. Even in the moment of my triumph, you persist in your misguided crusade. So be it. I shall present my prize to the Emperor alongside your head. Right. Yeah, let's take out the turret. Ugh, got a cat hair on my nose. We want to stay behind that X.
Can you withstand this? There's nowhere to run.
Want to get out of that.
Can you withstand this?
Come on over here. Yeah, there you go. My weapons inhibitors exist for a reason, but I will not lose to you again. I think this is probably a DPS check, because there's, you can see this channeling skill. Alright, leg sweep didn't do anything to it. You can hit feint or something to try and mitigate some of that. Still says, Gav! Yeah, we're doing okay. The Tomolith is unbreached then. Cryle! My wounds will not slow my blade should you seek to bar my path. Cryle says, and you would slay me, no doubt, but it would be your final act. What madness afflicts you, Eorzean fools? The Emperor but desires a means to shackle the Icons and their destructive appetites. Why do you rail against your own salvation? Unukulai says, it is not for man to wield such power. The primal energy your Emperor seeks to contain would be as kindling waiting for a spark. Urianger says, forget not the White Raven, Legatus. Like thee, he presumed to wield the power of Alag, and invited the calamity in so doing. This star's fate is too important to be decided by any one man, a warmongering savage, least of all. Have care, boy. You speak of my Emperor. But dying here in defense of his honor will not further his cause. Really? Cryle says, well, I appear not to be dead. Ow. Cryle. I may have cracked a rib or two, but I'll be fine, honestly. Urianger says, our foes give no quarter. Had a nuclei stinted in his defense of thee, thou mayest be certain thy hurts would be far worse. All right. You know, our enemy is doesn't hold back. So if a nuclei hadn't protected you, you can be sure the injuries would have been a lot worse. I could do no less. Mistress Kryle is here at my behest, after all. Urianger says, the secrets of Allag are safe for the present, though 'tis doubtful the legatus will return to Garlemald till the prize he coveteth lieth in his grasp. Hey, this thing is safe for now, but the legatus won't return to Garlemald until he's gotten his prize. Then we must redouble our efforts to protect this space. Kryle and I will place additional seals upon the tomolith. Kryle says, Inukalai. I appreciated you staying at my side. Thank you. 'Twas not. It was nothing. Oh, please, it was a good deal more than that, and you know it. Now, let me help you. When a woman thanks you for saving her life, the customary response is, you're welcome. I love Kryle. You are welcome. Even Urianger cracks a smile there, man. Alright, we gotta speak with the Nukalai again. Alright. Urianger! Are the new wards already in place? Urianger says, my colleagues yet toil upon their enchantments. I come unto thee in secret, that I might question thee outside their hearing. I came to ask you some questions, without them overhearing. Question me? I would speak with the one who undid my subtlest magecraft, he who invited an Imperial legatus into this facility, in hopes of engineering the man's demise at the hands of the Warrior of Light. Okay. I'd speak to the one who undid my best spells, my most subtle spells, invited an Imperial legatus in, and hoped to get the man killed by the Warrior of Light. You accuse me of masterminding this day's events? Yeah. The plan may have been thy master's, but the deed was thine. Thou didst lure the legatus of the 6th Legion into a trap from which he was not intended to emerge. 'Tis plain to me now that thy seeming opportunism in proposing his elimination was feigned, and that his death was the object. Well, okay, the plan might have been your master's, but it was you who did it. You lured the legatus into a trap. He wasn't supposed to escape, and it's plain to me now that your supposed opportunism in proposing his death was fake, and that his death was the object of thy plan from the first. And you have proof of this? Urianger said, thine own words betrayed thee. Thou didst speak of the Empire's desire to claim the Genesis expression, the existence of which even the learned Mistress Cryle was ignorant. Whence then did the Legatus come by such definitive knowledge? Aha, your own words betrayed you. You spoke of the Empire's desire to get the Genesis expression, which even Mistress Cryle didn't know about. And then when did the Legatus come to know this? And then there is the matter of mine unraveled ward. None save one possessed of an otherworldly gift could have so swiftly effected its dissolution. Know thee of another blessed with such. Assuming these accusations have merit, what then? Full many times and oft doth the pursuit of truth lead men down darkened paths. I take no issue with thy purpose. 'Tis but thy method I would call into question. Okay, so, yeah, I'm calling you out. And, the kid doesn't say it's him, of course, because that's a kid thing to do. It's like, I'm not going to admit to doing it. I'm just not going to say I did it. So, Riange says, many times, do people in the pursuit of knowledge, go down the dark paths. You know. I don't take any issue with your purpose, your final goal, but it's your method that I call into question. In the Garlean Empire, we have a common foe. Hadst thou deigned to share thine intentions with Gav or Mistress Cryle, 'tis like that we would have closed the trap with less risk to life and more success. Okay, if you'd bothered to share this information with us, we could have trapped him more effectively and not got any lives risked. I sought to use the most dangerous secrets of Alag as bait. Who among you would agree to such a reckless plan? Riange says, none, and with good cause. None of us would have agreed to this, and for good reason. Irrespective, thou wert remiss in thy duty to thy comrades. I note with some disappointment that in matters concerning the primals, and those who would control them, the cold rationality upon which thou so pridest thyself is conspicuous by its absence. Oh, Riange, man. Look, you let your comrades down, and I am very disappointed that in regards to the matters of the primals and who controls them, this, cold logic that you pride yourself on is conspicuous by not being there. It's like, you pride yourself on your logic and you let your comrades down, man. I'm disappointed in you. If you ever, I don't know if you've ever had fathers who did that. I'm not mad at you. I'm disappointed. That's the Riange. Know that the salvation of this star is an end too vast for any one of us to accomplish alone. Shouldst thou fail to trust in thy comrades, I foresee thy actions precipitating some terrible misfortune. Okay, the salvation of the star is an endpoint that's, has an ending that's too much for any one person to accomplish alone. If you fail to trust in your friends, I can see the, your actions causing some really bad misfortunes. Nikolai says, indeed. My sincerest apologies, Gav. Riange is correct in his suspicions. It was I who orchestrated this encounter with the Empire. Riange says, I would ask that thou forgive Unukalai this transgression, and keep mention of it from Mistress Cryle. 'Twould be a pity for one foolish decision to wither their budding camaraderie ere it had chance to bloom. Okay, hey, I'd ask you to forgive Unukalai, and don't say anything to Mistress Cryle. I don't want their, this dumb teenage decision to, ruin their friendship before it even got started. There you are, you rotten idler! When Y'shtola realized we were struggling with the wards alone, she was absolutely livid. Ah, never mind the warring triad. I have awoken Archon Y'shtola's tempestuous wrath. In supplicant mood shall I return at once, and there atone for mine indolence. Okay, never mind the warring triad. I've made I've made Archon Y'shtola's mad. I'll hang my head and return to her at once and, you know, beg forgiveness for my laziness. Come, Gav, it's time we return to the Rising Stones. Okay. Ah, these teenagers always getting themselves in trouble. Let's go back to the Rising Stones. Go back to Revenant's Toll. I hope you all have been having a good day, by the way. Nice and warm here today. My garden's growing like crazy. Harvested carrots, green beans. I need to go out and look for a zucchini today. I might actually have one ready. There's a little tiny one last week, and I haven't checked it carefully this week, so it might be a baseball bat by now. Oh, let's see what Tataru says. Kev, you're back. Have you already finished saving the world? Not quite? Well, if you need to get back to the first, it should be a simple matter of touching the beacon. It's at the same place we found it. Okay. If you're worried about the Archon's bodies, rest assured all is unchanged and well. We here continue taking turns watching over them. Let's see. Alian, does she have anything to say? Arnvald has taken the lead in our efforts to contain the primals. He is adamant that we hold the fort, leaving you free to pursue greater matters, and the rest of us could not agree more. Isildur says, Welcome, Gav. As you can see, nothing of consequence has happened while you were away. You needn't worry for us. Ryle says, Together with the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, we've been waging our war of subterfuge in the Empire. Thancred's left big shoes to fill, but I try to fill them as best I can. It's okay, Ryle. You'll do good. I wonder if we can go in there. Nope. Once again, I must apologize for acting without your consent or counsel. As a gesture of repentance and a sign of good faith, allow me to share something of myself with you. Again. Let me switch to Samurai, at least get the XP on it. I think XP. Once again, I must apologize for acting without your consent or counsel. As a gesture of repentance and a sign of good faith, allow me to share something of myself with you. As Urianger suggested, I possess the gift of the echo, though it is of a nature different from yours. Regardless, I would use my gift for the self-same purpose, the salvation of this star, and nothing poses a greater threat to the world than the proliferation of primal harnessing technology. This I know only too well. What I am about to divulge concerns the fate of another star entirely. On this other world, a magic was devised that allowed the realm's champions to use a stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals. So armed, these heroic souls conquered god after god, oblivious to their weapon's fatal imperfection, its propensity to bleed primal energies, and with every victory the heroes changed, transforming at last into fiends of endless appetite. Insatiable in their hunger for ether, they ultimately went to war over the star's ever-dwindling life force, and fought until there was nothing left. Thus, as Ariage so astutely observed, when I am faced with those who rush to embrace power unchecked, I lose all semblance of rationality. Know that my master, too, cares deeply about the fate of this star. I am his servant, his instrument, sent here to ensure that the same tragedy does not consume another world. Ooh. Balance unto all. Unukalai has urgent news to share on the current state of the Warring Triad. Warrior of Light, if this world is to survive, we must needs move forward with our plan. Another pillar of the Warring Triad must be toppled. The purpose of which has already been answered. Oh, the question of which has already been answered. Following our encounter with the Legatus, Archon Y'shtola detected erratic etheric waveforms emanating from the sector containing the icon Sophia, known simply as the goddess in former times. Such readings can mean only one thing. She is close to awakening. Let us return to Azizla forthwith and put an end to this primal deity, lest she rise again in all her terrible glory. Anything else? Small talk? A pleasure as Isaac have. What was you asking me? I think we already did this. So, alright, let's rendezvous with Unukalai at the flagship again. Could we not have just phoned him? We have link pearls for this. So that I didn't have to fly yet again to this freaking ship. Yoshi P, why do you torture me like this? Making me fly all the way up here. Now, fortunately, I'll cut all of this part out for the people who aren't watching the live stream. So the edited version will have a lot of this back and forth stuff just cut out. Oh, then unwanted truth. We'll fly down there in just a moment to make sure we pick it up, because I think it unlocks another quest. We appear to be the first to arrive. Shall we await our colleagues here? Could the 6th Legion have returned? Gav! Unukalai! We're under attack! Y'shtola and Urianger have engaged the foe not far from here. Anyway, let's go! What are we waiting for? The first demiurge. Ha! Rarely is my shield thus tested. 'Twould seem the Allagans have not been lax in their recruitment. It's like, ooh, wait. The second demiurge. Think you so? Mayhap your arm merely withered whilst you lay idle. Third demiurge says, still your tongues. We have stalled them long enough. Ta-ta. First demiurge says, with scales in hand the goddess shall arise, and righteously cast off her cursed pall, that she, with wrathful Worm King at her side, might judge and thence bring balance unto all. Hear my words in despair, Allagans. Our goddess is awoken. Your civilization has birthed the instruments of its own undoing. Okay. Y'shtola says, 'Tis well that you are here, Gav. I should like to know what our assailants were saying. You understand their words, did you not? Urianger says, 'Twas a Mericidian dialect, if mine ears do not deceive, though one which beareth scant resemblance to any spoken in recent times. As for our antagonist's meaning, I do gladly defer to those blessed with the echo. Okay, that was a Mericidian, dialect. But it doesn't bear any resemblance to anything spoken nowadays. So, as for what they said, we're gonna ask the people who have the echo. The one with the shield seemed to think we were Allagans. He recited what sounded like a verse of prophecy, then claimed that their, quote, goddess is awoken, unquote. Is that about right, Gav? And might we assume that this deity of theirs is the very icon we've come to topple? Urianger says, aye, from their tongue, their words, and their attire, 'tis like that our antagonists were Mericidian, thralls to the goddess Sophia and the victims of the Allagans' incursions. If, as Cryle claimeth, they thought us agents of Allag, 'tis little wonder that they sought to bring us low. Eunuchuli says, you suggest that Sophia's servants have been liberated from their containment? Then we have no choice but to accept word of her awakening as truth. Gods, help us! The warring triad have proven formidable enough when we've roused them with a fraction of their true strength. Should Sophia break free at the peak of her powers, Gav and his friends won't stand a chance. Y'shtola says, let us be about it then. Gav, Cryle, Eunuchuli, the three of you will make directly for Sophia's containment facility. Urianger and I will do what we can to occupy the Icon's thralls. Okay. Mr. Cryle, do you perchance recall the words of the prophecy in its entirety? Let me see. I believe it was, with scales in hand, the goddess shall arise and righteously cast off her cursed pall, that she, with wrathful Wormcake at her side, might judge and thence bring balance unto all. Containment Bay P1T6 now accessible. Okay. So you've updated our duty finder and give us some more variety in there. Welcome aboard, everyone. So, we'll need to go do that. I'm gonna go down and talk to this dude down here. I can't remember if I unlocked what needed to be done or if I just need to go talk to him. But since we're here, and we've flown all this way anyway, we may as well. Alright. Filio says... By Haloni, how are we in one piece? At least now we know for certain Allagan weapons were the source of the signal. But why would they need Ultimo weapon prototypes in there? On second thought, I'd rather not know the answer to that. I presume he was the one who woke the bloody things up. I tried talking to him, but only got sullen silence for my troubles. On the bright side, the teleporter should be functional now. That's assuming, of course, that no one else is lurking about. Well, would you look at that, up and operational. But how do you think the Ixal reached Azizla in the first place? There's no way their balloons could reach these altitudes. Unless the rumors are true, they say a group of Ixal in the North Shroud, calling themselves the Icadal 9, have been working on some sort of hybrid airship. How about we go and pay them a visit, eh? The last thing we need is for one of them to come back here and wake up another of the Allagan's delightful toys. Sure. Oh, we have to attain a crag ritual focus in the naval extreme. Oh, okay. Okay. Filio. Okay. An unwanted truth. We should have a word with them for fear of another incident in the Fractal Continuum. Oh. Alright, we're gonna go over to Falgord Float. There you are. Well, come on then. Let's go and have a word with the Ixal. Seems I was right. That's him over there, getting an earful from his superior, no doubt. Sazul Totolak. Take incomplete ship without permission, you did. Squawk. Banish you from the Ikadal 9, I should. Forgive you this once I will, but tell me true, Kezo. Did you find Ayatlan? No. Well, say something. Gah. Ayatlan? Isn't that some fairy tale island the Ixal are said to have come across? Of course. That's why they've been building the airship. Pardon the intrusion. Hey everyone, welcome aboard. How are you doing, sweet bunny? Pardon the intrusion. Might I have a word with Kezu? What's this? Ah, Gav, come. What is it you need? Meet with him in the fractal continuum, I did, in Azisla. Azisla? Why would you go back? Lined with tubes the walls were, filled with all manners of chimerical creations. In the last of the chambers, a terrible sight I saw. It looked like us, Sezul. Named Ixalian, it was. To serve the Alligans they were made, developed for an airborne division. Obey any order, they will. Sounds like Yoda speak. That sounds an awful lot like you, Ixal, doesn't it? They say the wind risen up in Kurthus follow their superior's commands with frightening obedience. Little wonder why you all left to make your own tribe. Much the same it sounds, but and there the similarities do not. Weak to the elements, the Ixalian were, and riddled with genetic instabilities. Does that not strike you as familiar? Unfit for the forest, unfit to fly, an abomination we are, a failed experiment of the Alligans. If Ayatlan exists in a test tube, it lies. Oh, silence! If Ayatlan is the damnable laboratory of Alligans, then seek paradise elsewhere we must. My desire to fly, to find our home in the sky, created by science, these are not. Sezul says, can we not aspire to greatness? After all, made to dream, we were not. Speak of this again, you will not, understand? None will deny the Ixal's ambitions, not even you. Kezul says, forgive me, I was wrong. Our paradise, Ayatlan. Find it in Azisla, I did not, but someday I will, together with the Ikadal 9. Filio says, well, it looks like you've already resolved the matter we came to discuss. You won't be returning to Azisla, I take it? Never, even at the threat of death, return there we will not. Squawk! Enough talking, Kezu. Prepare yourself for stealing our airship, a most severe punishment you will receive. Squawk. But Sezul. Everything's settled then, eh? And who would have thought the Ixal actually came from Azisla? I'd have lost all my feathers after hearing news like that. But they've chosen to keep a stiff upper lip, or beak, I suppose, and here I was being hard on myself for my upbringing in the broom. Piss all compared to their hardships. If they won't give up on their dreams, then I won't on mine. Looks like I've got my work cut out for me. If I'm to be even half the engineer Sid is. Thank you, Gav, for everything. Okay. Sweet. Alright, let's go back to the first. I already made it my home point last time we were there. Believe it or not, going to Norvrant is cheaper than going to Kugane. Doing our usual, you know, run around and unlock all the Ethernet points here. We have to talk to Bragi. New to the city, friend. The spinning head and wide eyes give you away. Welcome, my name is Bragi and I'm the master of these markets. They gave the district another official title, but I'm not in the habit of using it. Too florid by half. In any case, our merchants stock a range of equipment for Mistel, such as yourself. So, finding something in your size shouldn't be a problem. I'm sorry, did you say Mistel? Or actually, I'm actually a Miqo'te. Huh? Must be a dialect I'm not familiar with. Sorry, my daughter had to ask me a question, so we had to take care of that real quick. When you're a mom, you got to take care of your family, right? It's all about the family. Bragi says, let's see if we can straighten this out. See those two in front of us? The shorter one is a hume. And the taller one is an elf. That sturdy individual over there is a Galdient. Or Galdient. Whilst the one with the horns is a Dran. And then you have the large scaly chaps with long tails and a knack for raising livestock. Those would be the Zune. Which is apparently not the name you know them by. Now, I'm curious to know which far-flung region you hail from. Ah, the same as the Exarch, eh? Well, that explains it. You don't get much further flung than that. We've had a few of your lot pass through in recent years, and despite their obvious learning, they floundered over the simplest things. But not to worry, should you find yourself confused by the local language or customs, I'll be here to answer your questions. Your exchange with Bragi has taught you about the peoples of the First. They all have different names. Okay. Belt's not functioning. Okay. I can't summon my retainers here yet. Gonna unlock that one. The pendants is the in-room area. They're actually quite nice. I don't know if we'll be able to go in one. I can show you one. Nope, the guy isn't there to let us in. Okay. Let's go back up to the Crystarium. Gonna unlock the rest of these shards. I'm gonna run around on Bard. Okay, I'm gonna try to run around on Bard. Thank you, thank you. There's a Crystal Exarch waiting for us. This is like the prettiest city. I don't know, you all have some favorite cities or no? This is probably my favorite. I think we have to go upstairs. But seeing as we're down this way. This is the Trivium. Or Trivium? Might be Trivium. Yeah, it's up top there, above us. Oh, I got myself turned around there for a moment. We have to speak with Morin in here. He's always at the, almost always at the top, if I remember right. Excuse me, sir. Are you recently come to the city, perchance? I'm quite familiar with our civic roles, you see, and, well, ahem. What I mean to ask is, have you brought any books with you? A rumpled scroll even? A scrap of scribbled on parchment? My apologies. Literature is something of an obsession of mine, as well as a profession. Librarian Morin, at your service, and this humble collection is known as the Cabinet of Curiosity. It's a little bigger than a cabinet, man. As your powers of perception have likely informed you, my colleagues and I are responsible for curating all manners of tomes, documents, and other vehicles for the written word. As horrific as the loss of life and land wrought by the flood unquestionably was, the damage to recorded knowledge was no less catastrophic. We few do all we can to preserve what wisdom survived. But tell me, what brings you to the cabinet today? Looking for any title in particular? Mayhap a spot of academic research? This is like so hopeful that you A, have a book, and B, want to know something from a book. Yeah, what happened during the Middle Ages when they had the Black Plague in the 1400s is something like 25 or 30% of Europe died from it. And like whole towns just disappeared from it because people died. It was catastrophic loss of life. And there was it put Europe back quite a while in terms of technology and knowledge because they had to recover all of that before they could, move forward. Oh, so you have an interest in modern history. Splendid! A thorough review of recent events can often yield novel perspectives. I quite agree. If you would prefer something visual to accompany the account, then I think I have an illustrated history book for children somewhere. Just a moment, and I'll fetch it for you. We're going to give us a picture book. And here we are. Would you like to pull a chair? Make yourself more comfortable? On with the lesson, then. A 100 years ago, or near enough not to matter, villains known as the Warriors of Light slew the Shadowkeeper, the Steward of Darkness. In the wake of this tainted deed, light began to pour into the world as if from unseen cracks. It pooled and swelled without cease, until the day an enormous blinding wave rose up and swept across our star. We call this calamity the Flood of Light. Everything it touched was leached of life and vigor, leaving naught behind but a luminous wasteland. Yet just when it seemed that all would be lost, a savior appeared before us, the Oracle of Light. She stood twixt us and approaching doom, and by her power did she stay the flood. Thus was Norvrant, and Norvrant alone spared the fate of erasure. Tragedy would, however, arrive in another form. From the blasted emptiness descended horrors of strange and terrible aspect to bedevil the few folk who survived. These sin-eaters are light incarnate, and their fulgent presence stole the night from Norvrant's sky. Even now they circle the remaining bastions of civilization, ever on the hunt for us, ever hungering for our flesh. And thus did the world become what it is. Should you ever wish to hear the tale again, I would be glad to retell it for you. Or if you would rather I speak of other matters, that too would be my pleasure. I should be glad of the company. Poor Morin. Poor guy's probably really lonely. He's like thrilled to have somebody talking to him, Your exchange with Morin has taught you about the Flood of Light. Does he have anything else? The contents of a book may be immutable, but yet depending upon one's perspective, the lesson one learns may be different indeed. In other words, I am very much in favor of revisiting a story one has already read. Definitely true. Like, there have been some books that I read as a kid, and then I went and reread them as an adult and got something totally different out of it. Let's see. Go to the... Oh, I can't teleport. I haven't unlocked it. Alright, we're gonna go back to the Crystarium. So we have to go up the stairs here. I did not get to see this when I did my first playthrough. I did not get to see this in this better graphics card that I got now. And like some of the subtle detailing is completely lost if you don't have high, high graphics on. Like the brass plates here. That's how shiny these are. This was really cool. Oh, can't go in there. Alright, Catless. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're touring the Crystarium. Rare to see a place so well stocked with goods, isn't it? But not here. I'm going to guess you're new to our fair city. Well, for what it's worth, you've chosen a fine sanctuary. The Exarch can throw up a barrier if the Sin Eaters come knocking, so it's a damn sight safer in here than it is out there. Safer and more civilized, too, thanks to us in the mean. We work together to procure materials and resources and craft the goods, which makes city life possible. This is the place to visit if you ever need a coat mended or a kettle forged. Just don't go thinking it'll all be handed to you on a plate like those Yulmorian layabouts. Here in the Crystarium, we work for a living. Though I see you're no stranger to honest labor, you don't have that whiff of indolence about you like some folk I've met. Still, I can't quite pin down your profession. Where is it you're from? One of the Exarch's countrymen, you say? I see. Well then, I'll work twice as hard to make you feel welcome. Our city wouldn't even exist if it weren't for him, and any friend of his is a friend of ours. It's really quite incredible when you think about it. They say his grand magic summoned the Crystal Tower into existence, pulled the entire thing out of thin air. It wasn't long before droves of refugees began congregating around its base, desperate for shelter after losing their homes to the flood. And that's how the Crystarium began, at the Exarch's invitation. Buildings started going up, and with the help of some curious relics brought forth from the tower, the place gradually expanded into the thriving metropolis you see today. The city's stood here for decades now, yet the eldest among us swear the Exarch looks exactly the same as he did back then. He is indeed a man of many mysteries, but for all his secrecy, he has never yet let us down. So, if he and you wish to remain silent about your shared homeland, then the folk here will respect your wish for privacy. I am, however, more than a little curious to see any crafting talent you might be hiding. If you've aught to contribute on that front, be sure to come back and visit once you've had a chance to settle in. Just ask for Catless, and I'll find you a niche here in the crystalline mean. You can help us keep the cogs of the city greased and turning. Your exchange with Catless has taught you about life in the Crystarium. All right. All right, let's make sure we got this Ethernet shard unlocked here. And then we've got one more. I think the Amaro launch is actually up these stairs on top of it. That is a nice sight. That is really, really cool. I They must have done something with the graphics in this area too, because this is like way more detailing than I remember it. I don't know if I've really been back to the Crystarium since Dawn Trail launched. Yeah, shit. Oh, I know, it's so big, yeah. You know, I think... I'm trying to think. I'm thinking Tulio Law might have it beat. You've attuned yourself to all the Ethernet shards in the Crystarium. Lakeland is now accessible as an Ethernet destination. Right. Go back to the Docile Gate to talk to the Crystal Exarch, my buddy. I really like his character a lot. A lot. He's one of my favorites. Bear with me, I took a sip of Diet Pepsi earlier and a drop of it went down the wrong pipe and I've been coughing ever since. It's been driving me crazy. Well, how did you fare? Did my colleagues help you form a clearer picture of this world and its people? Let's see. Yeah. An account of how the Exarch summoned the Crystal Tower and the city built by the refugees who sheltered here. Flood of Light. An account of how the Warriors of Light caused the flood, which later led to the appearance of the Sin Eaters and the people of the First. An account of how the races of the Source are known by different names in the First. Yes, it seems you were treated to a most thorough introduction. I understand it was something of a chore, but 'twas necessary that you grasp these things before we proceed. As for the Crystal Tower's origin, you may have noticed that details were sparse. The structure is, in fact, the selfsame one you know from the source, transported to the First in its entirety. It was my first attempt at breaching the boundaries between worlds, something of a trial run for your eventual crossing. And although I do not know which area I tore it from, I do know that its arrival served to set the wheels of fate in motion. Whoa. I mean, that's some serious magic. I just, summon the entire Crystal Tower from some point in time, across an entire planet. Like, across the void, even. Alright. Crystal Exarch is finally ready to discuss the matter of your comrade's whereabouts. You've done as I requested and learned something of the world in which you find yourself. Now it's time I fulfilled my half of the bargain and explained what has befallen your comrades. That is a conversation I would rather have in the privacy of my quarters, however. I must go on ahead to the tower and organize a few things, but I shall see that the guard knows to admit you. Just like that, then Grahatia is... Oh, yeah. Let's see what he says there. I am not familiar with that name. Is there something I should know? An extraordinary tale. But I'm afraid I found no such individual residing in the tower when it passed into my care. Mayhap we can revisit that mystery another time. For now, I think it's best that we focus on the present. Graha, you just lied to us, man. Greetings, sir. The Exarch awaits you within. Yep, let's go in. I forgot to talk to that other guard. Oh, pretty. Oh my gosh. It's gorgeous.
Welcome to the Ocular, my private study. We can speak here without fear of being overheard. I have much to explain. but the truths which I must touch upon in doing so would cause only distress and confusion to the people of this world. Pray keep that in mind. Now, I am sure you are desperate to know the fate of your fellow scions. To put it simply, they are here in the first. Their arrival, however, was not as recent as you may imagine. Here, time flows at a different pace from that of the source. In the space of a single hour in your home world, an entire year might pass in the first, and the reverse could also be true. The pace fluctuates without rhyme or reason, and it cannot be predicted. That said, we seem to be entering a period of near equivalence, and thus, for the moment, you need not overly concern yourself with the passage of time. As for your companions, however, Y'shtola and Urianger have dwelled here for 3 winters, all told, while Thancred's count stands at 5. Even our more recent arrivals, Alphino and Alize, have lived in the first for almost a year. My intention had been to summon only you, but the art of reaching across worlds has proven exceedingly difficult to master. Thus it was that my fumbling hand closed upon those to whom your fate is most closely bound as well. As they were not the object of my summons, their transference was incomplete. Though they may appear to possess corporeal bodies, they are, in truth, merely spirits that one can see and touch.
And yet again, Thancred arrives naked, right? And the Exarch's going, whoa, man.
Consequently, while you yourself will be able to pass between worlds with relative freedom, they will not. Much as it grieves me, they are stranded here, unable to return.
Then find a way to send them back. Or what have they been doing all this time? Then find a way to send them back.
We spent every waking hour searching for a way to reverse the summoning. In the beginning, at least. As you may have surmised, however, our efforts met with little success. And then we all but abandoned the endeavor once Urianger shared with us the vision he had witnessed during his journey through the rift. In that chaotic no-man's land between realms, time and space warp and blend in unexpected ways. What Urianger saw was the future. That which would one day come to pass. In his vision of tomorrow, the first was rejoined with the source. This collision of worlds brought about the 8th umbral calamity and the deaths of countless multitudes. Amongst those who perished, Urianger clearly saw the fall of the Scion's mightiest champion. He watched you die.
Ew.
And thus did the Scions embrace their exile, and began searching this world for a means to forestall the coming catastrophe in yours. Their souls are stranded in the first, yes, but they have fought on, desperate to save their home and you from destruction. Nor have their efforts been in vain, for it was they who finally established that the elimination of the Sin-Eaters will indeed serve to prevent the calamity. Considering these circumstances of our meeting, you would be forgiven for doubting my version of events. And so, before all else, I would suggest you track down your comrades and hear the tale from their lips. I shall of course be happy to assist in these reunions, and you need not make any decisions regarding your involvement until you are certain of where you stand. Meanwhile, I promise I will not rest until I have found a way to help your friends return home. What say you? Have I earned your trust for the moment, at least?
I have to think about that one for a moment. So we can say for the moment I, but I'll see you keep that promise for want of a better choice. I'm going to do the middle one.
Excellent. You will not regret this. With that settled, we shall have to see about getting you ready for the road. Traveling across the rift has no doubt left you weary. I will arrange for a room where you might rest in comfort. While it's being prepared, perhaps I can show you around.
Sure. The X-Arc outfit is really, really cool. The Crystarium boasts a number of residential districts, but I have been informed that a room has just become available at the Pendants, which, as it turns out, is perfect. Our path there will take us past the markets, and I was hoping to give you my own introduction to their wares. Come along. The detailing on this is like so nice.
This is the Musica Universalis, the commercial heart of the Crystarium. What you might need to prepare for your journeys can be purchased here. Ah, yes. You must be curious about the currency. Fear not. The gil you carry will serve you well enough. Each nation once minted its own coins, but 'twas all a jumbled mess following the flood. After much debate, the local merchants eventually elected to revert to the old ways, wherein a coin's value was decided by the worth of its metal. As for a unit of measurement, we agreed upon the term gil, a word borrowed from coins uncovered within the Crystal Tower here. And as our traders peddled their wares across the land, so too did our usage of gil become common practice.
That's kind of a neat way of working around what could have been a difficulty.
From what your stola tells me, a standard coin from the source equates to exactly 1 gil here, or near enough not to matter.
It's amazing how that works out, isn't it? Yes, yes. A buff Thancred.
Our way of life has benefited greatly from the artifacts we recovered from the tower, some of which may be familiar to you.
A cash register? Tombstones, lamps. This is going on now.
But I fear it would not be practical for us to provide everything to which you are accustomed. You shall need a means to access the commodities of your home world. Avan Kerm Sin?
Yes, I'm here. Of course I'm here. What amusements do you have for me today?
My dear Feo Ul, paragon of pixie kind. For you, I have the most vital task. This fine gentleman is a friend from a distant realm. And we have need of a means to ferry things back and forth from his home. Might you be able to assist us in this matter?
from beyond, didn't you? From beyond the rift. How wonderfully exciting. What a brave and reckless and marvelous thing you did. You've the heart of a pixie, you do. After careful consideration, I have decided to grant you my assistance. Make a pact with me and the fun can begin.
Never make a pact with a pixie.
But answer me this, traveler. Did your garments come with you when you crossed over? Your teeth? Your nails?
Even my dentures.
Just as I thought. Then you've a good stout connection with your home through which all your belongings, great and small, may easily pass.
Unlike Thancred.
From this moment forth I will be your Isnefis, and you my Snayak. Like the branch which sprouts from the sapling, our bond will flow unbroken from one to the other.
Aww.
Raise your hand.
Exarch says, yeah, go ahead. It's okay.
Tis done. We are bound now, dearest sapling. Come then. Make your request. Tell me your desire. I wish to visit this world of yours.
Mayhap a message to your friends in the source to inform them of your safe arrival.
Should we send it to Tataru or Kryl? I'm gonna send it to Kryl because I think Feo'ul would scare the crap out of Tataru.
Consider it done.
As you heard, that was Feo'ul of the Pixies. Their kind possess an affinity for magic akin to that of arcane beings. They rarely show themselves in populated areas, but Feo is insatiably curious even by Pixie standards, and seems to have taken a liking to the Crystarium. Right, we were going to organize a room for you, weren't we? Come along.
As a result of your pact with Feo'ul, you now have access to delivery moogles, market boards, and summoning bells while in the first. Alright. Had to send my guys off on more missions there. River's Breath Pelt of Fending. Yeah, no. Okay, let's go, go to the pendant. Ah, there you are. I was just finalizing the matter of your accommodation. You'll have a private room here at the Pendants for the duration of your stay, to make use of as you see fit. When you are ready to retire, the manager will show you to your lodgings. Pray, rest and recuperate, and we shall reconvene in the ocular anon. I believe that covers all of the practical concerns. Thank you for answering my call, Gav. we are denied the comforting blanket of night, but may peaceful dreams attend you nonetheless. Alright, Manager of Suites, a pleasure to meet you, sir, and welcome to your new home at the Pendants. Your room is ready if you'd care to retire. Yeah. Nice. Pretty view.
I know you. You're the warrior of light from the source.
The Warrior of Darkness?
What? Did you just... You can hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, gods, how long has it been? That was what I called myself in your world. The Warrior of Darkness. My real name is Ardbert. I used an alias in the source. A daft one, looking back. If you recall my tale, it was my comrades and I who caused the flood. We thought our home doomed. And so we listened to the Ascians. Let them guide us to the source and try to hasten their goddamned ardor. I remember when we fell, defeated by you and yours. I remember our audience with Minfilia, how she listened to our pleas and returned our souls to the first. The flood was poised to swallow Norvrant, Minfilia and my friends. They surrendered what little they had left to hold it back. Just faded away, leaving me to bear witness. Tell me, do you know the year? How much time has passed since we caused the flood?
About 100 years.
100 years. 100 long years. My hands find no purchase. My gestures catch no eye, and my pleas, be they whispered or screamed, reach not a single ear. I am a shade, cursed to do naught but drift. I feel as if I've been walking forever. I hardly noticed when my mind and body began to fray at the edges. Bang! My senses were sharp again. I felt like a fish being reeled in, and before I knew it, I found myself in this room. Why is it that you can see me? What are you even doing here, come to that? You were summoned to save the first. A waste of time. This world is beyond saving. like those who try to save it. Muddled as my mind may be, I've not forgotten that. But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's forsaken world who can see and hear me, then perhaps there is a reason I endured. If I can find out why I was left behind, then maybe I can bring this journey of mine to an end. Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light. But do me a favor. Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes.
I think the voice actor who does Ardbert is the same one who does Arnval. Speak with the Crystal Exarch in the Ocular. Ishgardian, the Exarch awaits you within. Let's go.
Ah, how did you find your new quarters? I trust you were able to rest.
Well enough, thank you. Or I had a ghostly visitor. I'm gonna go with the latter.
I was not aware the room was haunted, and you were rather tired. Well, should you receive another visitation, be sure to let me know. Now, let us return to the subject of the Scion's whereabouts.
So basically, Crystal Exarch saying, maybe you were seeing things because you're that tired.
This map shows the lands of Northrend, the only area to be spared the flood of light. The Crystarium is here, in the region known as Lakeland. To the north is the fairy kingdom of Il-Meg. That is where you'll find Urianger. To the east lies the once prosperous civilization of Rak-Tika. Your Stola is stationed there, in the heart of the forest. Alas, neither location can be reached without considerable difficulty. As such, I would suggest you first seek out one of the twins, each of whom is stationed but a short flight from the Crystarium. Alphino is on Calusia, an island off the western shore. It is home to a city called Yulmore, where the rich and privileged while away their days in idleness. For his part in furthering our cause, Alphino journeyed there to meet with the citizenry and forge alliances. From what I hear, he has since kept himself busy gathering information around the main settlement.
Sounds like something.
Alizé, meanwhile, traveled south to the arid wastes of Armorang.
Sounds like something Alphino would do. Form alliances.
They lie upon the very edge of the inhabitable world, where the flood of light was halted. Those who dwell there live in constant fear of attack by the Sin Eaters. In contrast to her brother, Alize felt that her energies would better be spent learning about the enemy, and thus she sells her services as a guard, both to hone her skills and gather information on our foe. So, will it be Calicia or Armoraine?
Wait, what about
Perhaps
Thancred?
not which you choose to visit first. Simply inform me once you've made your decision, and I will see to it that you are provided with a suitable mount.
Okay, chat.
Ah, but you must be wondering about Thancred.
There you go.
He has taken up with a new companion, and is presently engaged as a wandering hunter of Sin Eaters. Being ever on the move, his whereabouts are often difficult to ascertain, but I am certain your paths will cross ere long.
Alright. Armoraine or Kalusia, folks. You go find Alize first or Alphino first? I think I'll do Alize. In search of Alize. Well, let's do small talk first. Your first order of business will be to reunite with Alphino and Alize. In so doing, the predicament here in Norvrant should become abundantly clear. As for communications with the source, Feo Ul will gladly serve as your messenger. If needs be, however, you yourself should be capable of making the journey between worlds. The device there will serve as a portal. Simply touching a hand to its surface will transport you to the location of the beacon I left at the base of the tower. In theory, at least. I mean, you have to do both of them anyway, so it's not really, it doesn't really matter which one you do first. But I just asked in our free company, who should I rescue first? It depends. Do you want to be mad or sad? I'm gonna solve this by the high-tech method of rolling a dice. One of my FC mates says, it doesn't really matter since you've been through the story already. One of my FC mates says, one can only assume that people watching would want to see Alice. And I went, oh, excellent point. All right. We're gonna, on that high-tech method of selecting who to rescue first, we will choose Alice. Crystal Exarch is eager for you to meet with Alice. Ready to depart for Amarang. Alice will be overjoyed to see you safe. I know she was particularly concerned for your well-being. She, impressed upon me how regrettable the timing of her summoning was. Repeatedly. I can just imagine how Alice, like, ripped him one side, up one side, down the other, about how mad she was. Nice. I only hope that my part in sending you to her will garner me some measure of forgiveness. Here, this is a letter of introduction addressed to a man named Cassard, the master of a merchant caravan. There are few who know the ways of the desert as well as he does. Find him at the Amaro launch, and he will see that you reach your destination. Okay. Let's do hers first. Alright. We'll come back and pick the other one up. Alright, deliver the sealed missive to Cassard at the Amaro launch. Oh! We have a blue quest already. I'm gonna go grab that one, actually. Hume Lout. The Hume Lout thinks you might be the right person for a questionable job. Actually, I'm gonna switch to, since it's level 70. I'm gonna pick that up on my samurai. Oh, you're you're him, aren't you? Halidor's been asking after you. You know Halidor, Clan Nutsies man? If you're keen to hunt the deadliest marks for the biggest bounties, then you might want to seek him out. You'll find him by the board over in the rookery. Though, if I were you, I'd steer clear of that whole nasty business. Bad for one's health, it is. Go get Alfie. If you need your healer. I'm gonna pick up Alize first. I think I did Alfino first last time, so that's my other high-tech way of deciding. Alright. Where's the Clan Nutsy board? Forgot where that is. And there's another blue quest for us. Alright, here's Alador. Could it be the esteemed warrior himself? Well met, sir, well met. You are a very hard man to track down by all accounts. Yet here you are, in the flesh. How very blessed I am to make your acquaintance. I am Halador of Clan Nutsy. Perhaps you've heard of us. You've certainly heard of us. I can tell you that. A fighter through and through. I'll come right to it. Interested in joining the clan? Sure. Apologies, apologies. Only a fool would sign up without knowing what we're about, and you're no fool. I can see that. The clan is, how shall I put it, an association of adventurous souls who make a living hunting certain notable fiends. Marks, as we are wont to call them. Surely you're familiar with the concept? Norvran is home to myriad living creatures, many of which pose a threat to our good people. Thus did the Exarch, at least I think it was him, in his boundless wisdom, call upon the Settlement Council to develop a framework that would encourage motivated hunters to dispatch these menaces. To wit, ye brave souls who slay marks shall receive due compensation. Not at all a bad arrangement, eh? If you've a mind to reap the benefits, speak with Sile over there. She'll record your name in the ledger and see you registered as a clan member. Okay. May I help you, sir? At the urging of Halador, was it? I see. You're plainly more than capable of acquitting yourself well enough in battle, and so I have no grounds to refuse you. I hereby accept your application to join Clan Nutsy. Check the board for the latest bills. The tougher the mark, the better the reward. Hunt what you like or nothing at all. However, you may only undertake hunts designated appropriate for a member of your current status, a novice. The clan is disinclined to allow unproven hunters to commit suicide by mark. Once you have achieved a sufficient measure of success, you will be permitted to pursue more dangerous fiends. Do not try to die before then. Don't die. Well, hi, Jakey. You want to come over? As a new member of Clan Nutsy, you are permitted to take bills for 1 nut clan marks from the clan hunt board. Well, come here. Well, come on. You want to come up? You know you want to. No? You're teasing everybody. Defeat the monsters described in the bills and you'll be rewarded with tokens. Well, come on. Well, come here. Yeah, I know. You want to be petted. Yeah. Well, come on. Come over. Come here. Come on. Come on up. Come on. There you go. Come on. I got you. You want to cuddle? I can't do anything with you standing there like that. Come on. Here. Come on up. There you go. Come on. No? Okay. Ugh. He says, nope, I didn't want to get up. Of course, now he might change his mind. No, you're gonna get down? Okay. Yeah, he's being like, just didn't want. I think he's more interested in getting food at this point because it's like 5:30-ish, and he knows it's, 6 o'clock is dinner time. To exchange tokens for exclusive items, speak with either Zyle in the Crystarium or with Ilfroy in Yulmore. New quests and 2 nut clan marks will be available from Halador in the Crystarium upon reaching level 73. Oh, still at it, are we? I thought you might be. I felt you had a bright future with Clemency, and sure enough, you're not dead yet. Which is more than I can say about some other poor sods. I've even heard whispers that you've caught the eye of our Yulmoran patrons. Whether we wanted to or not. What, no one told you? The whole system we got here in the Crystarium first originates in Yulmore. Once upon a time, a few perfumed gentlemen were bored out of their wits and desperate for entertainment, so they pooled their considerable resources and started placing bounties on dangerous beasts to attract hunters. Their original intent was apparently to derive amusement from the gruesome deaths of those foolish and greedy enough to pursue those marks, a reprehensible pastime, won't you agree? But people are stronger and more clever than many realize. Like you, one nut marks hardly pose a challenge to you now, do they? All the more reason to pester Zyle for permission to take on 2 nut bills. I'll pick it up when I get to level 73, so I can get the XP. Peruse 1 nut clan marks. Okay. Grab those up. I'm betting this is up top, wherever it is. Sights of the First. There's Irelaith. Hold a moment, sinner. You're not from around here, are you? Fellow wandering soul and eternal inhabitant of the road? I thought so. Irelaith's the name. My aspiration is to travel the whole wide world, though it's a fair bit smaller than it used to be, so as far as dreams go, it's a lot more realistic than you might think. But danger still lurks in every corner and around every bend. Even so, this sinner's got nerves of steel. He's a born explorer. Irelaith, there's no land too distant or place too forbidden, aye. But what is that I spy poking out of your pack? A log, if I'm not mistaken. Give it over, if you would. Aha, thought so. Record of fantastic vistas and unforgettable sights. We're kindred spirits, a morrow of a feather. Excellent, excellent. 'Tis only right that I share with you such wondrous experiences as you have with me. A collection of amazing vistas I catalogued myself that I guarantee will rival the best you have ever seen. Norvrant may be a shadow of its former glory, but there is still joy and excitement to be found if you know where to look, my friend. So I implore you, look, look, look! Follow in my footsteps, savor every moment of the journey, and then, when you feel you have discovered every secret this realm has to offer, start again. I promise you won't be disappointed. Alright, so they unlocked the Shadowbringer sightseeing log. You must be a disciple of war or magic, level 70 or above to record Shadowbringers vistas. Travel to the location indicated and fulfill the necessary conditions, and you will complete the entry for that vista, earning experience points in the process. Use your wits and notes provided by Irelaith to identify these stunning sights and proper way to appreciate them, and see Norvrant as only the greatest explorers have seen her. Alright, let's go over and let's go over the Amaro launch. Sometimes you can jump over these ledges and sometimes you can't. Sorry. If you've come looking for work, I might have a spot for another guard. Sealed missive, a wax-sealed envelope addressed to Kassar. Oh, a friend of the Exarch. Hoping to meet someone in Amarang, are you? Then I shall be your guide. I was about to set off for our outpost there, as a matter of fact, so we can leave right away, assuming you have everything you need. Yeah. All set, and off to the Unforgiving Sands we go. You can now travel to Amarang. Speak with the adroit Amaro Tamer to fly to the desert. You can also use your ether compass to assist with locating ether currents in new regions. The ether compass can be found under collections in the duty section in the main menu. I think I still have it on my hotbar.
Arang. From this parched earth, the nation of Nabath, Arang once rose. When I journeyed here, long ago, I spoke with a sun-weathered elder. He told me Amarang meant majestic land in the language of his people. And so it might still be, were it not for the light's unrelenting onslaught.
Yeah, the Red Sarai. Oof. No matter how many times I come here, the cold never fails to catch me off guard. The sky may be bright as in the scorching hours of day, but it gets brisk enough to make you shiver. Now, the Exarch's letter said I was to take you to the inn at Journey's Head, which is where this Alize friend of yours is staying. But that's a fair old distance, so I propose we make a stop in Mordsuk to break up the trek, allowing me to attend to some business and you to enjoy the local hospitality. Sound good? Good. Alright, you lot. I'm off, and I'd better not see the goods covered in sand when I get back. Alright. Right, we head southwest, straight as an arrow. Oh, I need food. And my chocobo. Oh, there's an ether current right there. Stop here a moment. This is your first visit to Amarang, is it not? Before you cross the river of sand, you need to turn around and feast your eyes on that. I don't know what I'm looking at, but... They built them big, didn't they? That's Casa Sharl, a fortress meant to protect the northern reaches of Nabatharang. Or Nabatharang. Seeing what was left behind, I believe it when they say that it was once one of Norvrant's mightiest nations. At least until the flood came along. Great chunks of Nabatharang's lands were lost to the light. Its great city included. The few who survived didn't see much point in staying. Most of them, anyway. No, not many choose to come here these days, not with everything in ruins. Even that hulking great fortress has become little more than an Amaro roost for me and my caravan. But not everywhere is as deserted as this place. Just wait until you see Mord Sook. Let's press on, shall we? Guys. Somebody wrote something extremely hilarious and extremely inappropriate for the channel, so I can't repeat it, but yeah, you know, if you ever want to get into shenanigans in-game, you have to join a free company. You just have to. I don't know why I'm walking when I could be riding. Here we are, Mord Sook. By the blessed shadow, I love this town. Cassard stands at the entrance to Mord Sook, an eager smile on his face. Mord Sook, not just full of Mord, but Humes and all manner of others, too. It's long been a refuge for folk displaced by the floods, so the population is nothing if not diverse. Oh, have you met a Mord before? They might look like shifty little blighters, but a more welcoming lot you could never wish to meet. Speaking of which, we should pay our respects to Master Gengen. I'll go ahead and let them know we've arrived. Alright, well, I'm going to go to the Amaro Keep here and unlock that. Uh-oh. Did I forget to unlock one on over in the other place? Oh, they don't have an Amaro thing there. Okay. Oh, look! It's a kobold. What beady eyes? I'm gonna say what beady eyes.
Master Gengen, this is the friend of the Exarch I was telling you about.
Very good, very good. Though friend or no, all are welcome in Mord Sook.
Sook is Mordish for city. As things stand, this Sook boasts the largest and busiest marketplace in all Armorang. You'll find ore from the mines here, of course, but all manner of other things too. Many of them rare. As I told you before, not many visit Armoreng by choice, but Maud Soup's a different story. Merchants come from miles around to purchase the relics the Maud dig up.
Aye, that they do. For Maud do not dismiss the spoils of the earth. We clean them and polish them and reveal to the world their true value. That is why they come here, come from far away, come with much money. And so our souk is always busy, busy, busy. No such thing as a thing no one needs.
Haha, true.
You say that every time, Master Gengen. Some sort of family motto, wasn't it? Or perhaps a Maud philosophy, for which we should all be very grateful. Would that everyone was so willing to take in refugees regardless of race or creed. Now then, if you intend to spend any time here, you'll want to gain the trust of the locals. And there's a little custom all newcomers are expected to observe.
The cracking of the coin purse. You buy one thing from the market. Price can be low or high, just as long as you buy.
As the good Maud says. In fact, the Exarch sent a little something to cover this very expense. A Verbert gold piece, no less. The first I've held in years.
Verbert gold? Real Verbert gold?
That got everybody's attention, didn't it?
Here, newcomer, crack your coin purse with me.
Oh no, you want my goods, newcomer. I have jars and pots all smooth and shiny.
Over here!
Come and look. You buy.
That's kind of how I'd feel too.
That. Calm, I say. This one must still journey through the barrens. Nothing bulky, nothing heavy, no pots. Nothing better for the road than a full belly. Spend that piece at Ronron's place, yes? Eat for 3 before you leave.
Okay, let's talk to Ron. Welcome to Ron's Traveler. I have wares to empty your purse and fill your belly. Take your time, stare and sniff before you choose, but no drooling on the merchandise, yes? Yes. Browse Ron's wares. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a foodstuff and inspect it. Meat. That's my ever-burning bounty, made with the best parts of the lizard, cured with special spicy spices. Some find the smell challenging, but it'll warm you up on chilly desert nights. Bread. I call that mush loaf. The middle is stuffed with bittersweet cactus fruits, so even if the bread dries out, it's still moist inside. Keeps you going in the heat. Worms. Everyone's favorite, plump white worms slathered in honey. Once you eat a glazed regular, you'll never want any other treat. Yeah, sure. Skewers. Oh, my daughter will hate this one. She's gonna hate this one. She loves frogs. She won't forgive them for doing this to him. Oh, you'll like those. Chewy skewers. Find small frogs hiding under rocks. Spear with stick and roast over fire. Crackly on the outside, gooey on the inside. Perfect for for snacking. They all look tasty, yes? Which to choose? Which to choose? Chewy skewer. Tastes like chicken. Chewy. A quick, easy meal to carry you across the desert. You have the gold. Yes, we have Verber gold. And done. One Verbertite honor buys you 65 skewers. The look on his face. I think I'll share the rest. Our visitor invites us to feast. Let us give thanks for his great generosity and small appetite. Consider your coin purse cracked. I am pleased to accept your custom, and Gengen will be pleased that you honored ours. Keeping the merchandise down, yes? No returns! You know, sharing is not caring. I am honored to have been chosen. Go to Gengen. Let him know that your coin purse has been most decidedly cracked. I was watching from here, Gav. You honored our custom and with great relish. You will always be welcome in Mordsuk. If you need anything in Amarang, we are here to provide. Alright. I gotta go get dinner started for the MamaCatGamer family. I think we're doing ravioli tonight. Anyway, so I'm gonna ask you, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that jazz. You know what to do, when to do it. But we have to end with our cat joke. Let me get to our cat joke. Alright. Where did the first cat fly? Kitty Hawk. Kitty Hawk. Yeah. That was bad. That was bad. Alright, cats and kittens. MamaCatGamer is going to sign out here. We look forward to more adventures in Shadowbringers. And we will soon pick up Alizé, I'm sure. So, y'all have a great one. MamaCatGamer signing out.